Gaga's story because she is revealed. Well, the word on the curb is she revealed two new songs off of Mayhem. So everybody wants a little more mayhem in their lives. And I think more people are hoping for mayhem and less mayhem when this album comes out next week. Actually, it comes out next week. We're literally a week and a half away, I guess you can call it. So mayhem hits our ears. So the category is Dance or Die. Since Lady Gaga uttered those words at the start of her now viral Abracadabra music video, Mother Monster has been on fire, testing her way around the Scoville scale on Hot Ones. She recently did a lie detector test. And then, she's got all this other stuff going on. So she's been on she's been on this heavy promotional tour with this album. And she's about to do Saturday SNL. So, shout out to Billboard for this story. So, it says, as little monsters everywhere gear up for the release of Lady Gaga's highly anticipated new album, Mother Monster herself is giving them a glimpse of what they can expect from the new LP. In a new interview with In Style, Gaga spoke with Spotify's head of global editorial, Sulina Ong, ahead of her Little Monster press conference for the streamer. During their conversation, the Abracadabra singer shared a sneak preview of two songs, The Beast and Perfect Celebrity, respectively, that are featured on the new album. Remember when Madonna was talking about The Beast in the opening of the Reinvention Tour? That's what I remember about when she was referring to The Beast. It was like the act of contrition and all that other stuff. I love that outfit she wears in the opening of that too. And I actually have those photos. I forget which photo shoot that was from, but I do remember those pictures. Anyway, let's talk about Lady Gaga. Now, speaking about The Beast, remember when Ken Peppers fed the Beast on one of her songs? Gaga revealed that the lyrics to the song see her singing to a werewolf that represents her. The lyrics are, you can't hide who you are, 11:59, your heart's racing, you're growling, and we both know why. And somehow the gothic dream is not just about me in a relationship with this person that's about to turn, but what if I was to just sing it to myself and the beast is Gaga? Well, I think maybe it's this thing about between her as Stephanie versus Gaga, the personality or the stage persona versus who she really is. When talking about Perfect Celebrity, Gaga mentioned that the concept of duality present in both her videos for Disease and Abracadabra continue with the new track's lyrics. The lyric is, I've become a notorious being. Find my clone. She's asleep on the ceiling. It's this idea that we all, in a way, have our real selves and then our clone version that we project to the world. I just said that. Like Lilian said, there's the persona that you put out into the universe, and then there's the real you. And we all have that side of ourselves where we wear the mask. We present a certain aspect of ourselves, and the clone of who we are, we do split ourselves and compartmentalize. Whereas it's the projection that we want to give to the people versus who we really are amongst, I guess, people that we love and trust who see the real us and those, that sort of thing. That comes with living life and having the wisdom and all that other stuff. That's where all that comes from, by the way. But it's a universal theme that has been sung many a times by many a people. So now, as for the inspiration behind the new project, the singer pointed directly to ballroom culture as a driving force that found its way into the album's music and lyrics, saying, I grew up in New York City, and I was also a student of Paris is Burning when I was really, really young, and I was always inspired by the tremendous amount of grace, freedom, expression, and joy of ballroom culture. I was lucky enough to be around some dancers that were part of that life. I like to know which dancers, because we all know the ones Madonna been around, where she basically had like some of the girls from the houses that were ballroom girls that she put it. And a lot of dancers these days they use ballroom queens and stuff. Like she literally had Honey Balenciaga, who was a ballroom icon, who was in her Abracadabra music video. At one, I was like, "Is it Honey?" Where she's doing a little dance in the beginning of the performance when you see her. So it's like, and I feel like, Honey, I've been following her for years, but it was just that once she got when Beyonce put her in the Renaissance tour, that's like when she blew up. And as a child of ballroom myself, not someone who has ever participated in ballroom, but there was a lot of ballroom girls. I know a lot of the Aviance girls, so shout out to a lot of them. A lot of them are my sisters. in other ways. And someone who has been adjacent to the ballroom world, who has been to a ball, who has watched the girls, who has, sat on the sidelines as the girls was out here doing a thing and knowing people within that world. I love ballroom culture. It is equated with Black queer people, well, Black and Latino queer people, gay, trans. I believe also, you have the girls that, lesbians that participate. And so in all aspects, they even have straight girls and participating in ballroom. Ballroom has grown significantly and has changed. It has its politics, it has its, all the other things that's mixed up in that. But for all, it's about community. And seeing so many talented children out here getting these opportunities to really cross over into that mainstream world where you see every person from like Madonna, of course, 30 some odd years ago with Vogue, and then Gaga and Beyonce and so many other, pop stars giving a lot of the ballroom girls a platform to travel the world, which is something that Willie Ninja has always wanted. And look, 30 years later, his vision has finally come true for many of the girls that he is, and so many other queens from that era of the 80s into the 90s have paved the way for a lot of this new generation to be able to recoup and accomplish what so many of their forefathers have set out for them, this new generation, to do. So I hope that they're aware of that. Now, we'll see if this project was inspired by Ballroom or is it all performative? Because trust to believe, I know the cat, ow, all of that, that goes into that. So I definitely want to feel and see, like, oh, is this giving Ballroom? Like, I can tell when it comes to the music and the energy of it all. But we'll see, sis, if you just trying to say that because you're trying to give a wink and a nod to the gays because they're going to support you, or if you really about it. Now, she also said that she felt that it's a privilege to be a member of the dance community and to be embraced by those who have built such lasting institutions, saying there are these spaces in the world where there's an ability for the community to express and experience joy, even when life is not treating them that way. And I'm still so inspired by it to this day. It felt like a relevant thing to bring up in the Abracadabra video because it's about resilience. Well, you definitely get a lot of the ballroom vibes in you know, Abracadabra. It definitely is there, from the choreography to the overall fashions to the category is dance or die. The category is that it's something that is synonymous with ballroom. And, in addition to Paris is Burning, which I always call the quintessential gay Bible, I live by that damn movie. I can't tell you how many times I watched that film. And thank you so much to my gay Black elders who raised me up when I was coming up as a wee little queen, butch queen in New York City, that have raised me on learning about queer culture, ballroom culture, showing me not only books from, so many other queer icons, but also movies and things like Paris is Burning, which I'm glad that, the 90s was such a great time because there was so much great creativity and art that was coming out of that time that luckily we have, and so much of it is getting erased. And I wish that the younger generation was just as hungry for that information. I'm sure there's some out there, but I wish on a mass scale, a lot of the younger generation was just as hungry for that knowledge as I was as a wee little butch queen growing up in New York. That's something I definitely was living for. So I'm here for it. Anybody who's going to introduce the world to ballroom and the children will wake up and want to engulf themselves in that world and be educated on, I don't care who's introduced them to it, as long as they learn and respect it and don't come out with these isms like shablam and some damn death drop. I be wanting to smack y'all every time y'all say that. It's like, what is that? What's a death drop? What's a shablam? It's a dip. If y'all going to say the terms, learn the proper terms. So that irritates me because I feel like it's disrespectful to the community that a lot of y'all like to take from, and y'all call it the wrong isms. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in hearing what this album sounds like, and I'll definitely be talking about it when it drops. So I want to hear from you all. What do you think of this story regarding Lady Gaga talking about how this new album was inspired by ballroom? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.